Welcome to Covenant of Justice. I'm attorney Isaiah Jerez, and every other week we sit down with remarkable individuals of Southern Nevada who make this such a wonderful place to live. Together, we explore a wide range of topics that matter to the people of Las Vegas and beyond, offering a glimpse behind the glamour of the Strip to showcase the real stories, experiences, and voices that shape our community. I'm here today with Officer Childs and Officer Villicana from the Metro Police Department here in Las Vegas. They're here today to talk about an upcoming event and about the community outreach, specifically in the Hispanic community. Officers, thanks for being here today. We're super excited to have you guys. So Officer Childs, tell me a little bit about how you got involved with the community outreach program.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me over. It's a pleasure to be here. And a little bit about myself and why I end up where I end up is pretty much I'm originally from Mexico. So I grew up in Mexico for 20 years. When I was 20 years old, I eventually moved to the US. And when I got here to the US, I saw there was a big fear and almost like no fear, but mistrust between the Hispanic Latino community and law enforcement, right? And growing up in Mexico, obviously, it's different culture, different laws, different views of law enforcement. You almost kind of grow not wanting to call them and not wanting to tell them what's going on because of that mistrust. And I think people carry that over to here a little bit. So that's what the culture came from. And when I got here, I decided to take a step and kind of fix that. You know, give a little bit. Obviously, fixing it's like a big mission, but if I do a little bit where I can change people's mindset, even if it's a couple, then that would be a reward for me, right? Because you never know when a victim will want to not report a crime because of that. But then if I can change their mindset to where they report it and they're not a victim anymore, then that will be a big reward for me. So that's why I decided to join law enforcement. It took me a little bit because I didn't know English. So I had to learn English first. So that took a little bit. So that's why I got here in 2010. And then I applied for LVMPD in 2017. So it took me about 4 years to get my citizenship first, because you have to be a citizen, and then learn English and kind of go through the testing process. So that's why I decided to get into the community outreach aspect of the department with focus on the Hispanic Latino community.
Yeah, the community events that you put on are great. Like, we participated in one of them that was over there at the park by the old Silver Bowl. Huge event. Couldn't believe how many families walked through for that trunk or treat, right? And the police had a big presence there, but it wasn't necessarily there for the purpose of, hey, we're the police. It's the purpose of, hey, come meet us, right? They had the cyber truck out there, and the police were out there kind of participating, having fun with all the rest of the kids.
Yeah, so that's the whole purpose of those events, is for people to feel comfortable around law enforcement. You know, to feel like we're not there just for one reason to give them tickets and take people to jail, is also to be able to get involved with them and, build that relationship and that trust. And then, I mean, kids love, getting into the cars and playing with the cars. And that's a great opportunity to them to be able to do those type of things during this type of events.
Yeah, and you have an event coming up right now with like the horse parade.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have a big horse community cabalgata, we call it. It's cabalgata, but it's pretty much a horse parade. That's the main focus of the event. Is gonna be next Saturday, not this one coming up, but the next one, January 24th, is gonna be from 10 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. It's completely for free. If you have a horse, be there at 10. If you don't have a horse and you just want to be a spectator of the events, which I'll describe, be there around 11:30. That'll be a good time to arrive. But if you have a horse, and we welcome all horses and we welcome all community, be there at 10, ready to participate in the parade. So pretty much it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So we have a Mexican band, and we put them on a trailer, and they'll be playing in front of the horse parade. They'll be playing music all along the parade, and you pretty much just ride your horse on the streets. We make it all safe. We block the streets, all the intersections, and you walk for 3 miles. We're gonna make it for 3 miles long, and you listen to some music and you joke around with your friends on a horse, and that's a great opportunity to be able to ride your horse on the street. because we make it safe. We'll have all the intersections blocked to make sure it's safe, right? After that, we go back into the arena, and there's going to be about 4 to 5 events for the community. And the first one is going to be dance horse competition. So dancing horse competition. So the horses will dance to music. We have a band of kids. It's 22 kids. It's like a nonprofit that helps kids stay out of trouble by teaching them how to play instruments in a band. So they will be playing the music at that time for the horses so that they can dance. So it's gonna be pretty cool, watching the kids play the instruments. And then after that, we'll go into our roping event. So pretty much it'll be like a demonstration of we call it floreo de soga, but it's people dancing with the rope. Like they jump in between the rope and they do tricks with the rope and stuff like that. So that's a pretty cool event to watch as well. From there, we're gonna move into our size saddle demonstration. So it's it's another nonprofit. It's called Escaramuzas Charras Colibrí de Nevada. And they do like a demonstration size saddle with big long dresses. Yeah, big long dresses, and then do like almost like a choreography demonstration riding the horses. So that's a lot of fun. Now we have an event that this is going to be our second year doing it, and it's for the kids, right? Because the event is for the kids mainly, and we wanted to give them an opportunity to be involved in the event. So we have a couple of sheeps that we're going to throw in the arena, and we're going to give opportunity for the kids to chase them, and whoever takes off the little rope that we're going to attach to the tail, whoever takes that is going to win a prize. So last year we had about 75 kids chasing 2 sheep throughout the whole arena for like 15 minutes, and it was a blast, and the kids had a lot of fun. And then, they win a prize. So that's a fun event, and definitely the kids enjoy. And then to finalize, we have our barrel racing. We'll have our barrel racing. And then while all this is going, there'll be a lot of resources. That's also very important, It's a great opportunity for families to get involved with different kinds of nonprofits, resources. We'll also invite local community businesses as well to showcase their product and what they sell, and kind of, it's almost like mom and pop shops, local small business that we invite so that they can get out there and the community can learn about them. So it's also a great opportunity for the community to get involved with. If they need a resource, if they need some kind of help from the consulates or something like that, they will be there to support them.
Yeah, it sounds like a huge event, a lot going into it, planning, a lot going on. How is the office able to manage all of this and put us all together? I mean, again, like the main focus is building the relationship, right? Building a relationship with the community.
Yes. So the reason we started this event is because we realized that there was a large horse community in Vegas, right? People see them all the time on the east side, people riding their horse on the streets, right? So we realized that we never really catered to that type of community, the horse community. Even though there's a large community, we never did an event for them, or we never had the opportunity to do an event like this where they can come out and we can all meet together, right? Because it's also important for them to meet each other and meet with us so that they can understand, that they can trust us when they see us on the street, right? So that's why we decided to start this event. And it does take a lot of logistics, but thankfully we have a big team of officers that are very supportive, and we all come together. And then we also have our Metro Volunteer Program. We have our Metro Volunteer Program where they come out and they help us with all the kinds of, all the little extra stuff like parking the cars, directing people, helping people get to where they need to get. And that's also the way that these events are successful. But the main reason this event is successful is because community members come together. At the end of the day, community resources, community businesses, we all come together, and that's what makes this event successful, because we couldn't do it alone. We need the help of the nonprofits and the businesses to be able to support us.
Yeah, and so meeting them where they are, right? Meeting the community where, with what they like to do, providing these venues and these events, right? I mean, putting on an event and shutting down a street, having the police presence, generally someone's got to pay the overtime for the officers to be there, right?
Well, the officers will donate their time. That's the thing, is we all donate our time on the weekend, because we don't want to charge money for that type of thing, but it's a free event for the community. We also don't charge the community to go in. You know, they can go in for free, and when we don't charge neither the businesses or the demonstrators, because a lot of the events, if you want to participate as a demonstrator in your horse, they charge money to go in and be part of the event, and we don't charge them money. So it's not about making money for us. It's about being able to provide a safe environment for the community. More than anything, is a safe environment for the community where the families will feel safe that nothing is going to happen, and then they can be there with their kids also, and their kids will be safe.
Yeah, and even more like you're saying, like this time is donated by the officers that are there, right? They're not getting that overtime pay to be there, and you know, for an officer, like that's important, right? I mean, you've got a family to raise and whatnot, and it's amazing that you do this for the community, kind of bring them together. What kind of metrics are you looking at to see whether or not the events are working and whether or not you're able to get involved with the community better and build that trust with the community?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know if there's a way to measure if the events are successful or not. We like to think that we're making a change just by people showing up to the event. If the event is growing year by year and getting bigger, that's a sign that people felt good at the event and they came back. But we're hoping that we're making a change by people feeling that trust of reporting when they see something suspicious, right? Because at the end of the day, our main goal is to make all communities safe in Vegas. And if people don't feel safe or reporting suspicious activity around their neighborhoods, which are the ones that they know their community better than we do. I don't live all over Vegas, right? So if they feel that trust to report that suspicious activity, then that's I think a successful event.
I can even add
Yeah.
something to that too. Yeah, and I mean, I think it is. I think measuring things like that sometimes it's kind of difficult. But one thing that I've really noticed, I mean, I work in media relations now, but before coming here, I worked with Officer Childs. I worked in Northeast, and I did a lot of Hispanic outreach in Northeast because we have a large Hispanic population there. And one of the things that always really stood out to me is at these events that we have, people come up and will asked me questions like, I am so glad that you're here. I have this going on in my neighborhood. What can I do? And to me, I felt like if we weren't there that day, they would have never gotten that help. And that's happened at multiple events where it's just by being there, showing that we want to be there, they had that trust to go up and have a question and be able to get some type of answer or point them in the right direction. So by these events, us being here, we're having those individual interactions with people in the community that I like to think that we are making that change. And these events, I mean, I've been involved with it since the first event, and this is the third one. And I have personally seen it grow year after year. People are just very happy because they know that they'll be there and that, again, we'll be there as officers and it'll be a safe event. I mean, I know we have a lot of things going on all over the world, but they know that an event like this, with that partnership with law enforcement, they're going to be safe and it'll be a good event. So.
Yeah, I mean, that brings up a good point, right? Not only seeing the officers and being able to get in their cars and for the kids to play around, but yeah, to actually approach them in a different setting, right? Instead of being on the phone or instead of being at a crime scene or in front of their house, right? They're at an event where everybody's just kind of there friendly and then being able to discuss those issues, which is what we want, right? I mean, we want our officers to be part of the community, to feel like we can trust them. Because just from my own speaking, like just having you here in my office like makes me sweat, right? I mean, I've got two people here with guns and dressed up and everything, got your vests on, right? Like you are intimidating, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, and it is, and we have to, obviously with our Hispanic community, like he said it. I mean, we know that there is that fear and that mistrust, and for me, I mean, I myself was born in Mexico as well, and I've lived my whole life here in Las Vegas, and it means a lot to me to work in this community, and especially, being a Hispanic officer, to be able to give back and to be able to help when it's the worst day of their lives, to show up and to be able to speak that same language, to me that was very important. And it's why I enjoy doing things like this, being at events like this, because we do. At these events, it's not anybody's worst day. They didn't call 911. We're there and we're happy, and it's all positive interactions that we have. So it's good.
Yeah, and you know, if I can kind of touch about what you're talking about today, like we look at out in the world, right, especially with the Hispanic community, where there is a big concern of the involvement of authority in their lives, right, where there are several people who just won't even come out of the house, like they are just so worried about what's going on. And to have someone there that says, okay, we care about you, we care about your culture, we care about what you enjoy, right, whether or not it's horses, whether it's, you know, other activities, and being there for them.
Exactly. And I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty that's going on in not just the Hispanic communities, but, you know, many other communities. But for us, I mean, from our sheriff, the leadership at the top, we remain committed to being engaged with our Hispanic community. And it's why it's still important and it's a priority for us to continue to do events like this, to be able to keep that trust that we have worked so hard. I know Officer Childs has worked. I know I've worked myself, you know, very hard to gain that trust. And we want to keep it and we want it to grow. And it is important.
Yeah. So doing these events, making it grow year after year, what are some other things that you do in the Office of Community Outreach?
So I'll let him talk about
Yeah.
Well, we do a lot of things. One of the main things that I think do a big impact in the community is we go to the consulates. We go to the Mexican, Salvadorian, Guatemalan consulate that we have here in Las Vegas, and we go on a weekly basis because that's a safe place where a lot of community members will feel safe to approach us and talk to us about their issues, their problems, or their needs. If a neighbor is bothering them, if something's going on in their lives, that's like a safe place where they can come talk to us without feeling that intimidation or that fear. And we go on a weekly basis at the same time in case maybe that week they didn't have an issue, but an issue comes up in a month or 2 months, they know where to find us. So if they don't have that, if they don't want to call 911 or 311 or ask an officer on the streets, then they know they can go to the consulate at a certain time, certain day, and they'll find us there to talk to us about what's going on in their lives. So that's, I think, another big commitment that our sheriff is committed to, is us giving us the time and the support to go to the consulates on a weekly basis, you know, where they feel safe.
Yeah, meet them where they're at, right? Yeah, and you're doing that weekly at all three consulates.
Yes. The Salvadorian, we don't go on a weekly basis. We go every 2 weeks. But the Guatemalan and the Mexican consulate, yes, we go on a weekly basis just because, you know, there's more people there.
Yeah. And so we got the events, we got going to the consulate. Are there any other kind of activities or what you're doing to help kind of build that trust in the Hispanic community?
I mean, I can.
Yeah.
I mean, I can speak on our role as, you know, our office. It's the Office of Public Information. So myself being the designated Spanish officer. So one of the things that we do is we create those positive relationships with the media, and we, especially with our Spanish channels, that is how a lot of the times we can get our message out to the Hispanic community, is by doing those interviews, by giving that information. Myself and my partner also speak Spanish, and we do a lot of Spanish interviews where we can directly speak to our community. So that's kind of different things, different offices that we work, but that's a lot of what I do working for the Office of Public Information. It's kind of getting that information out, maybe on a larger scale to our community.
So being a face, not necessarily reporting crime or what's going on with a particular investigation, but just coming back and taking a step and addressing the issues that they're dealing with.
Addressing the issues, but then also too talking about positive things that we're doing. Like we're gonna Officer Childs is going to come with me to a couple of the Spanish stations that we work with and talk about the event to the Hispanic community so that they are aware, because we know, I mean, a lot of the times the way that people kind of get information is social media and the news. So if we can make those partnerships and be able to give all that information out, we want to get as many people to attend the event that we can.
Yeah, just like I had no idea that there were horses up on the Northeast until all of a sudden I went to someone's house and I went in the backyard and there were all these horses. I had no idea, right? You're surrounded by this huge city, and just right there it was.
It is, and
was
I mean, I'm
surprised.
very familiar with it. I grew up in the Northeast part of Las Vegas. I worked in that community. So to me, I mean, I think this event is really special, and to just have gone to the prior events and just see people how happy they are. And like I mentioned, people coming up and just thanking you for being there, or asking you questions, or asking you about things that are going on in their neighborhoods that maybe we would have never found out if we weren't at that event. So those things are just, they're really important.
Yeah, and it's been important. We've been grateful to be able to participate in these events, right? And the city's been good to us, and to go out there and to kind of just, be involved in those events has been important for us, and we're grateful to have been involved in that. And it is good to see people out there with a smile on their face.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah. So, so what's next then for the office then?
So after our horse parade event, we're gonna go into our Hispanic Citizens Academy, which is another great initiative from the department. It's a 12-week program. It's a 12-week program that's gonna start the first week of March, and it's pretty much every Wednesday from 6 to 9 p.m. It's all completely free as well, so we don't charge any money. And every Wednesday, the community will get a special class, 2 special classes from detectives specialized in that subject. We go from narcotics to gangs to counterterrorism to pretty much domestic violence, fraud prevention, how to protect your home from burglaries, how to protect your vehicle. Traffic comes out. They put a great class. PIO, they have a great class.
PIO?
Yeah, our Office of Public Information, they have a great class. They put a great class as well that I want to just say thank you, because they came up with this idea last class, and it turned out to be amazing. They put in a lot of work. So it's a great program. And then at the end, after the 12 weeks, we pretty much have a really nice graduation for the students. We bring a big cater company. They cater the graduation. They get a certificate, and the certificate looks exactly the same as the police officer certificate. Same folder, same paper, except it doesn't say police officer on it. It says Hispanic Citizens Academy graduate, right? Because we can't, we don't want them to think that they're out there now fighting crime. But it's a great class. It's a great academy. We do 2 tours. We tour the jail one night. And I tell the students, if you guys want to spend the night for free, you're welcome to stay. No, that's
For free, yeah.
Yeah. But no. We've only lost 1 person in there so far during the last 10 academies. No, but it's a great tour, because that's the only time that they'll really get to see the jail from inside. The jail doesn't let people just go in there whenever and do a tour, but they open their doors for this academy. And we go from floor 1 to floor 12, all over. We go for 3 hours. We tour the jail, every single floor, and they get to see the life of an inmate, and they get to see the work of the officers and the corrections officers, and how they work and how's their life working in there, right? Because many people don't think they have to be there for 12 hours too. As well, they have to be in there for 12 hours taking care of the inmates, and it's a hard job. And because they don't have that community contact, they never get thanked, or they never feel appreciated, because people don't know what they do in there. So it's also a big eye opener for the students when they go through it. And then our other special tours, we take them out to our training facility. The same training facility that we train, we take them up there for 3 hours, and we put them through the same scenarios that we train. Many times we get the question, well, why the officer didn't do this or they didn't do that? So we put them through those scenarios so they can see the reaction time, the stress, the adrenaline, and yeah, they end up understanding, oh wow, yeah, this is hard, and yeah, it's hard, and it's pretty it's pretty funny to watch them, go through the scenarios, because they don't, obviously they don't have the same training as an officer, but it's a great eye opener for them as well to go through the scenarios. So that's next after the cabalgata.
Yeah. And talking about that last one, like that is so important, right? I mean, being trained to how to deal with those stressful environments. And if I can, I mean, I just look at like what is going on with ICE right now. And it's like it's almost like they don't have training, because like they're trying to enforce something, but they don't have control of their environment at all. And it just looks so scary as what's going on with some of the ICE, at least with the videos that we see on social media.
No, and I mean, training is it's a very important aspect to I think any law enforcement agency. But like he mentioned, I mean, it's really good to put, I mean, citizens, I mean, ourselves, our office, we've put media reporters through training as well, so that they can kind of see what some of those last tough decisions that officers have to make sometimes, so they can kind of get a different perspective on what it's like to be an officer. We did some back in December. We took them to the training center as well and put them through scenarios, and it was very cool to see kind of how their reactions. We put them through a whole use of force training that we have, and it was very eye opening for us as well to kind of just see what their reactions are to a lot of the scenarios that we had. But I mean, of course, training is just it's very important. And one of the things that speaking about the Hispanic Citizens Police Academy, I think it's such a valuable tool that we have, because ultimately a lot of the students that go into those academies go out and they talk to their neighbors and they talk to their friends. And, if somebody else has a problem, they're kind of our ambassadors who could be like, hey, listen, this is how you can go about it. Hey, go to Metro, do this. So there's kind of like that word of mouth that goes on, so that more people can come into the academies. But also, if a problem does happen, they have some type of way of how to go about it, because that is one thing that I know with the Hispanic community. There's a lot of misinformation out there from so many different places, but when you can hear it directly from your law enforcement agency, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I wonder if when you're touring the jail, all of a sudden, like the attendance just drops, like they don't want to go in because they're wondering whether or not you're gonna let them out.
No, we let them all out.
You let them all out, except for that one guy. No.
We'll find them.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but it's a great program. It's been running for 17 years. Over 1,000 people have graduated from the program, and we make it better with time, thanks to other specialized units that help us implement new and different classes. And the people are very grateful, because many times we have moms and dads that come through the program, and they had no idea if their kid was related to, or getting involved with a gang affiliation. And thanks to the class, they learn, what is the process of joining a gang, the colors, the new techniques they use to recruit, and it opens their eyes to kind of realize, oh my God, like my kids are going in that direction or this direction or the narcotics direction, or they're using this or that, with all the new vapes and all that. And that's where a lot of instead of, the Hispanic community, learning from Facebook or videos, they learn from actual detectives that are out there day by day specializing in this type of environments and crimes. And they get the most accurate information and new information of the new products that they're using and the new ways.
Yeah, right. And I think that, I mean, I wouldn't say that maybe it's not necessarily just the Hispanic community, but so many people that are just will buy into whatever they see, and then actually be able to go to a reliable source, right? And to find out from a reliable source as to what's going on.
And we do have the academy in English as well. It also runs in English. There's an English version of the Spanish version, and that's the other thing, is that this academy is all in Spanish. All the detectives speak Spanish. We all speak Spanish. Everything's in Spanish. So we communicate in Spanish, we interact in Spanish, and sometimes these people are very grateful because most of them won't know English.
Yeah, the certificate in Spanish as well.
We'll make it in Spanish.
We'll make it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we'll make it in Spanish. If they want it in Spanish, we'll make it for them in Spanish.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate the two of you coming.
Thank you for inviting us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here and to talk about this event that we're looking forward to.
We'll see you there.